The complaint, spanning nearly 150 pages, begins by detailing the defendants and their connections to Diddy. It outlines their roles and relationships, providing context for their involvement in the case. The focus is on establishing each defendant's ties to the central figure, Diddy, throughout the document.
I'm going to put an end to all of the clowning that we see on the internet. This is a serious proceeding with serious consequences.
A late-night hospital visit shattered the walls of Diddy's confinement, exposing the cracks in a fortress designed to break him. The unexpected event revealed vulnerabilities in a carefully constructed barrier, threatening to unravel the control and power meant to keep him restrained.
Then why should they give him bail? See, he thinks he's special. He's just another inmate. That's all he is. Doesn't matter if he has or had billions of dollars. He's a record producer. You know, they're holding him in there because they're concerned. I don't want to say afraid. The feds are concerned that he may threaten people who are victims, do undue influence. I read that he put a new bail package together. So what? There's nowhere in the world that he can hide. So it's not a matter of him being a flight risk. It's a matter of him being a threat to the community. And, these lawyers, they know he's not going to get it. What is a lawyer's job? A lawyer's job is essentially to create billable hours. So that's what they're doing here. Puffy is desperate for obvious reasons. He wants to get out of custody. So the lawyers will sell him a bill of goods, charge him, I don't know, $5,000 an hour, $10,000 an hour. Who knows? Then they'll have 2 or 3 paralegals read it. That bail motion could cost $50,000. So they're selling him a bill of goods, putting together a bail motion that they know isn't going to happen. I mean, we've seen this before, haven't we?
Behind the cold bars of the Metropolitan Detention Center, the music mogul's reality is far darker than the headlines suggest. What could drive a man, known for his empire of success, to cry out from the depths of a prison cell? What dark forces conspire to keep him locked away as the shadows of the system grow ever longer, threatening to overshadow the life he once built?
Well, this is an allegation.
I didn't follow that case, but were there 120 plus victims? No. Were there children? No. I mean, this guy's a chomo. That's a prison term for all the viewers here. Chomo stands for child molester, okay? They're the most hated people in any prison next to informants. So he could be a security risk when he's out there. Someone may try to take him out. Now imagine this. He's safe where he's at MDC. He's sitting up there in the SHU, the special housing unit. Nobody's going to get to him. He hits the street however he does it. Somebody pays someone off on the outside. Because remember, Coombs got a lot of information on a lot of people. Things that you and I will never hear about. Maybe some of the viewers know, but things that we will never know. So, somebody wants to take him out. Somebody pays somebody. Okay? And boom. They put a bullet in his head, whatever it may be. They poison his food. They turn him off like a light switch. So he's probably better off being in there. And the lawyer the lawyer, I believe, should spend more time being honest with Coombs instead of selling him a pipe dream. I mean, this is not, I've read all kinds of reports. He's not happy with this. He's not happy with that. Hey, people, this is not a hotel. This is a detention center. He's really not even a federal inmate.
So, have you made friends there? Are you hanging with Diddy? I think he's in there with you.
He is. And I don't know. He's been kind. I've made some friends. It's a weird environment. It's sort of a combination of a few other high-profile cases and a lot of ex-gangsters or sort of alleged ex-gangsters.
Yes. Definitely alleged. So what's Diddy like?
Obviously I've only seen one piece of him, which is, Diddy in prison. And, he's been kind to people in the unit. He's been kind to me. It's a position no one wants to be in. Obviously he doesn't, as you said, it's kind of a soul-crushing place for the world in general. And what we see are just the people that are around us on the inside, rather than who we are on the outside.
The true reason behind the midnight trip remains a mystery. Was it a lingering injury, a violent incident, or something more sinister? With his trial on May 5th, where he faces serious charges like sex trafficking and racketeering, every detail of his treatment inside prison becomes a crucial piece of a much larger puzzle.
Only in the format that it happened with him leaving later in the evening. Typically, inmates are given a physical within the first 14 days of their arrival. And if there's anything that indicates that needs immediate follow-up, the medical team there will follow up immediately. However, if there's some procedures or some sort of medical process that they need to go through that are not available at the institution, or they can't bring someone in like a specialist to come in to perform that medical process at the institution, they will schedule medical trips on a monthly basis. And there's a review team that goes over those trips every month. And but this particular process was a little bit different because, as you know, most doctors' offices and most folks that do MRIs and X-rays and things of that nature, they're on a normal work schedule, between, the normal business hours of maybe 10 o'clock and maybe 6 p.m. So in that case, this was a little bit different, getting him outside the facility in the late evening hours to do just, possibly a basic MRI.
Well, we now know Diddy's trial date is set for May 5th of next year. Sean Combs, the disgraced music mogul, was in court this afternoon facing the judge who will preside over his federal sex trafficking case.
He's doing fine. He's making an adjustment. He had his family here today to support him. We really want to put an end to all of the clowning that we see on the internet. This is a serious proceeding with serious consequences.
The Combs legal team speaking outside the federal courthouse in New York City today. The judge also set deadlines for lawyers on each side of the aisle, really, to submit arguments that will establish boundaries for the trial. Now, just 2 days ago, Combs' attorneys pushed again for him to be released on bail. 2 judges have concluded that the 54-year-old is a danger to the community and also a flight risk. And then late yesterday, the rapper's legal team filed a motion alleging the feds leaked evidence to the media, specifically a graphic hotel surveillance video right here of Combs beating his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway. Now, it's unclear how that video surfaced, but prosecutors have denied leaking the security tape. Meanwhile, the feds also revealed today that they are working to extract data from 100 electronic devices seized from raids at Combs' California and Miami homes. Combs has pleaded not guilty and has been sitting inside of a Brooklyn jail ever since his September.
Whispers about Diddy's past medical struggles take a darker turn. In 2020, the mogul openly shared his chronic clumsiness and repeated accidents on social media, revealing he'd undergone 4 surgeries in just 2 years. "I trip, I fall," he admitted, hinting at a body that betrays him at the worst moments. Now, behind unyielding prison walls, those vulnerabilities are being exposed. His latest hospital visit follows reports of a severe breakdown during the holiday season, one so intense that he allegedly begged prison guards for a transfer to a medical facility. However, his pleas were met with cold indifference, deepening his sense of isolation.
I think you and maybe some of the viewers should look up, it's called relevant conduct. It doesn't matter whether he's charged with it or not. Let's say that you and I go and we commit a bank robbery and we use a gun. That'd be a hell of a robbery, wouldn't it? And in our plea agreement, we sign something, or the government signs something that says, well, we're going to dismiss the gun charge, but we're going to get you on the robbery charge. It sounds all well and fine. But at the time of sentencing, they're going to bring the gun back in as relevant conduct. So what the DOJ does is they take things that you weren't necessarily charged with or events that were dismissed, and they use that against you. Let's put it like this. This guy has public safety factors. He's a threat to the community, and he's a potential flight risk. Although people all over the world, recognize him, or they should recognize who he is, so where's he going to hide? These factors all based together, they're not going to let him go.
in jail now. So he's probably just like, oh my goodness. You know, he's thinking like, dang, New Year's is around the corner. I can't do nothing for New Year's. I ain't partying. Like, are you thinking about all these holidays and times he's spent with the family? Yeah. It's hitting him. A source close to Diddy, however, denied the claims, telling DailyMail.com the rapper is staying strong in jail, despite missing his family a great deal at Christmas, which is a time he always spends with his children. Diddy's alleged meltdown comes as a judge ruled that an Alabama woman who says she was, you know what, by Jay-Z and Diddy, can proceed anonymously. Like, she ain't got to show her face no more. And like I said, the fact that Jay-Z, the lawyer, this is coming from the lawyer, said he don't have a friendship with Diddy. You know, it was just a work thing. And, you know, that he's willing to throw him under the bus. I know Diddy's like, oh man, like, I know he is losing it. Although they say this is to be alleged, I can truly see this happening. Diddy faced a bleak Christmas in a Brooklyn jail.
Unfilled to the fire, a viral social media rumor falsely claimed that Diddy was found unresponsive in his cell with a sock tied around his neck. The sensational video, which amassed over 175,000 views, depicted a shocking scene. However, it was soon revealed to be a baseless fabrication, nothing more than computer-generated imagery designed to amplify the drama. The chilling visuals, though widely shared, were entirely false, further distorting the narrative surrounding his situation.
I know you're being loyal to MDC, but can we get real? Leaving MDC because your knee hurts? Have you seen that POC, technical legal term? You do know about Weinstein, right? He's got cancer, okay? And he rarely leaves the jail. Diddy has a knee pain and he gets rushed out in the cloak of darkness? And you think you're trying to tell me, Hendrix, with a straight face, that they arranged for him to be rushed out at midnight? Yeah, that's normal.
It's not normal, and you're right, it's not normal. But I can tell you, in terms of security, do you want to take him to a regular appointment at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the afternoon when there's hundreds of people in an appointment?
Yes, during business hours. Hey, you know what? I like you, but you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You can sit there and say, this was a standard SOP appointment. It had probably been set up for weeks. BS, and you said this isn't normal. Which one is it, Hendrix?
It's both. It's both. At the end of the day, this probably, I mean, the fact is this guy supposedly had a spa in his house. He probably had been getting massages and treatment all the time, and now he's incarcerated. And yeah, he's at the back of the line.
Allegedly, Diddy Glover was just rushed to the hospital. Pure Bible. They found this man in a jail cell, bucket naked. I don't know why this man is always naked. Pure Bible. I have no idea why he was buck-ass naked during survival. Whole jail smelling like poop. You know what I'm talking about? Pure Bible. And the man was rushed to the hospital. They said Diddy Glover was having meltdowns on Christmas, all types of shit. The man was refusing to leave his jail cell. So I think Diddy said, I found a way to get out of this jail. This is crazy, guys. Salute to Sister 1973. Stop, Dora, you gonna make me. You ignorant. I feel bad for him, sister. You know, salute to the lounge in the building. That's my baby. Baby! They done rushed Diddy Glover to the hospital. I knew that this was gonna happen. The man was having meltdowns all from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Now, I'm not going to say that Diddy really, tried to do whatever. He could have planted it there. His fucking lawyers could have said, look, Diddy Glover, take a sock and then put this next to your neck, here's the Bible, and fall out buck ass naked. Because Diddy been trying to get out of his jail cell. He's been having all kinds of anxiety, depression, freak off depression, here's the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And he's been doing anything he could.
Amid these harrowing details, Diddy's legal battle looms large. His high-powered team has been struggling to navigate an intricate web of allegations that span years. Despite their efforts to secure his bail, they have repeatedly fallen short. The looming trial, which includes charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and other serious offenses, has cast a shadow over every aspect of his incarceration. Public scrutiny intensifies as questions arise about the fairness of the legal process. The possibility of jury bias looms large, especially given the media frenzy surrounding the case. As the case unfolds, the broader implications of a system that appears relentless in its treatment of even its most powerful defendants come to the forefront, leaving many to wonder whether true justice will prevail.
Putting a 2025 lens on things, especially with Diddy in jail awaiting trial for sex trafficking and the many lawsuits accusing him of sexual misconduct, Diddy's treatment of the artist he was trying to mold into stars doesn't look so funny now.
In one of the latest lawsuits Diddy's facing, a former contestant on that hit show is suing him for a whopping $60 million. I'm Elizabeth Milner for Law and Crime. In the nearly 150-page filing, Sarah Rivers, then known as Sarah Stokes, describes an awful and terrifying experience being a contestant, only for it to get worse when she actually made the band. Now, the lawsuit includes allegations of sexual harassment, forceful touching, and when she told Diddy no, well, he allegedly fired her and blacklisted her from the music industry.
Sarah Rivers named nearly 30 defendants in her lawsuit beyond Diddy. It named former Bad Boy Records president Harv Pierre, Diddy's former assistants like Farnsworth Bentley, Making the Band boot camp instructors, dance choreographers, Diddy's mom Janice Combs, Paramount, Viacom, MTV, and more. According to the filing, defendants Lou Pearlman, Burr & Murray Productions, MTV, and UMG offered Diddy the show to repair his image after the 2001 criminal trial where his former protege Shine was sentenced to a decade in prison. So I mentioned the complaint is nearly 150 pages. The start of the complaint lists out all the defendants and mainly their ties to Diddy, so that took up more than 20 pages. Then from page 26 to 74, it describes every single episode of the show Sarah was on. From episode 1 where Sarah the plaintiff meets Diddy, then episode 3 where the contestants enter the Bad Boy boot camp to make the group, and from Sarah's complaint, it sounded like boot camp was from HE double hockey sticks. The complaint alleges Diddy eliminated contestants for complaining about not being fed. Only the female contestants were made to dance for or do choreography for Diddy. Plus, don't even think about crying or you're out of boot camp and not making the group. Now, obviously Sarah made it through and was chosen to be a part of the group, but that didn't mean things were easier from there. When describing that infamous walk for cheesecake, according to the complaint, that moment was for the group to pay their dues, and Diddy wouldn't allow the group to move into their home until...
In this intricate dance of legal maneuvering and personal breakdowns, one theme ties every twist of the narrative together, a cry for help echoing through the halls of the detention center. Diddy's very public struggles, his physical pain, emotional meltdown, and relentless confinement serve as a stark reminder that behind every high-profile case is a human story of suffering and resilience. His situation forces us to ask, are these harsh conditions a calculated measure to enforce compliance, or do they reveal a deeper systemic failure to treat inmates with the dignity they deserve? As his battle unfolds, the line between justice and inhumane treatment blurs, raising critical questions about the treatment of the incarcerated, regardless of their status.
He is dead after receiving medical treatment at MDC. Ziora Hersey was thought to have the flu Monday, so he was put under medical observation for about 2 hours. After UNM Hospital decided he needed to be taken to their facility, he died the next night. The New Mexico Office of the Medical Investigator will determine the cause of death. It's also being looked at by the MDC Office of Professional Standards and BCSO.
Profile in prison, based on knowledge from some of my own clients, is somewhat worrying for them, especially when they are coming from an environment which was a polar opposite from what they are experiencing in prison. So it's a shock, it's frightening, and of course they have to deal with the real reality now that they are behind bars and they're facing criminal charges. It also presents a added sort of hurdle for us as attorneys who are defending a client like that, because we are obviously cognizant of the big change in their life that they're dealing with psychologically, and then also obviously the legal aspects of things, but also the court of public opinion. You are constantly looking at how the public is receiving your client or a defendant when they are high profile, and you are sort of tending to their needs, because now they are dealing with such a dramatic change in their life. They went from mansion to prison, and sometimes that's a hurdle along with the legal.
Is Diddy's cry for help from prison the final piece of the puzzle in exposing a system determined to break him? Or is it another calculated move by one of hip-hop's most iconic figures to challenge a relentless, unforgiving system? Amid midnight hospital trips, whispered confessions of a meltdown, and a barrage of relentless allegations, every new twist pulls us deeper into a saga of power, pain, and the desperate fight for survival. To stay updated on every shocking moment of Diddy's unfolding drama, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the truth is coming and you won't want to miss a single moment.